So you are very welcome. So Mehmet is here for this week. So we wanted to try a kind of a wellness with, say, I mean, you get well in an environment, and the global environment is the business of Mehmet, and I'm on the wellness side. So we said, let's put these things together and have a conscious leadership retreat. Maybe Mehmet can introduce himself a few minutes or 1 minute.
Well, it might take 3 hours.
I mean, let's negotiate.
Let's negotiate. Well, thank you. I think it's a good opportunity to sort of blend leadership challenges, credentials with the uncertainties we live in our world. So we are in a constant permanent state of uncertainty and change. And how are we going to adapt into these changes? Individually, as companies, as countries, and we also need strong leaders, enlightened leaders who can move us forward. Because although each of us is the leader of ourselves in a way, controlling our life, but we are affected by what's happening in the external world significantly. Therefore, I think we thought together that it will be a good match to bring to the table sustainable leadership and dealing with uncertainties in the world we live today, and how we should adapt ourselves to pursue a healthier and happier life. And but the subjects that I'm going to deal with will not provide you so much comfort and happiness. But perhaps you might explain the nature of how we interact. Now,
I mean, what we will do, what I will do, uh, like I will introduce a kind of, say, main pillars of us existing in this world, maybe 15, 20 minutes, that you may put a kind of frame of work. Then we discuss together how we want to develop these things.
it might also be a good idea to have a couple of questions from you. What interests you most, or what worries you most,
Good.
so that we can address that. In fact, upfront, perhaps you might tell us. Starting with you,
Well,
what will interest you that we talk about?
I think in terms of I mean, the wellness issue is something else that's established, but in terms of your expertise, in general,
Europe is losing its relevance, losing its competitiveness vis-a-vis US and China because energy prices are very high and 5 times higher than in the US actually, if you look at the prices, then how you could become competitive. Then also in terms of education, I think Chinese, Indians, Singaporeans, Koreans are doing much better than the Western world, except perhaps Finland, Norway, and Sweden. And while our children are being educated in golf course management or entertainment strategies, and the Chinese, Indians, Koreans, Japanese, they are focusing on real science. That's the reason why they are having the upper hand in artificial intelligence and other areas. Climate change will be a fact of our life. We are already feeling it. I mean, London is becoming like Côte d'Azur in a way, 30 degrees when we left London, and Scotland will be even probably warmer. And it's not only in terms of weather, but it affects the agriculture, desertification, and diseases, pandemic diseases, so much linked to climate change. And it's not going to become better in the next 5 to 10 years. And so we will have shocks coming from climate change. And also we will have climatic immigrants, not only immigrants coming from Africa and Southeast Asia or Middle East, but we will have people being displaced because of the climate change. I mean, we also partly live in south of France, and now you have all the Nordic immigrants coming there for warmer climate. And this is creating also social tensions. For example, the neo-Nazi group in France is very strong in south of France, just not because of the immigrants coming from Africa or Middle East or Southeast Asia, but also coming from Nordic regions.
Nordic,
They
you
change
from
way of life.
Scandinavia as well.
Sorry?
You think Nordic is from the Scandinavian countries?
Scandinavians.
There's
Yeah.
a resentment.
There's a huge resentment
Wow.
because they come and buy houses and they only stay 1 month, 2 months, and then they leave. The areas deserted almost, so schools are not closed, restaurants not operating. But there's a resentment towards this rich Nordic coming and changing lifestyle there. And sea levels are increasing. Half of Bangladesh in next 15 years will be underwater. Some of the Pacific islands will be buried as well underwater. And so there are very serious consequences. I'm talking only about the negativities.